behalf of Commissioner Amelia and myself, I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2019 and inaugural Miller Family Football League season. We've been working hard over the past few weeks to put together a new and exciting league. We'd like to especially welcome back our 4th and Inches league members and welcome the newest additions to the league. In this video, we're going to go over the updates to the league and what that means for the season. We're going to show a recording of the conference lottery, and we'll go over 2019 and what that means going forward, as 2019 will be a transition year for the league, and then we'll talk about everything going forward. So as mentioned, we've been working hard over the past few weeks to put together an exciting league that hopefully will keep people interested, and keep a competition going even without the playoffs, since there will be some things on the line. So as you may have noticed, we will have 2 different conferences, which can also be thought of as tiers. There'll be a top tier and a bottom tier, starting in 2020. So the top tier, the Herb and Carroll Conference, will be made up of the best teams of the previous season, and then the second tier, the Outlaw tier, will be the lesser teams that don't make it in that top conference. At the end of each season, there will be 3 teams promoted from the second tier into the top tier, and 3 teams that are relegated from the top tier into the second tier. So the top 3 finishers in the second tier, that is the finalists and the winner of the 3rd place game, will be promoted to the top tier, and then the 3 teams that are relegated will be the 2 teams that do not make the playoffs each season, as 8 teams out of the 10 will make the playoffs, and then the lowest seed to have lost in the first round of the playoffs will also be relegated as those 3 teams. So we're hoping that that'll keep the competition fresh and will allow for more competition other than the playoffs or one championship. I don't want to give away too much, but there are some things on the line other than the ring for the winner. And there will also be some things on the line for the last place loser, which you do not want to get. We'll get into more of that at a later date as some of these things come together, but there are some ideas for the last place loser. So we are looking forward to these advancements and updates for the league, and hopefully that will keep it interesting for many years to come. So since 2019 is a transition year, there are going to be some things that go on differently here than in future seasons. As you saw previously, we randomized each conference, so there's no top conference or second conference. There's just 2 conferences, and moving forward, once we get everything established, then we'll have the top 2 conferences. So to make it fair, this season the top 5 teams in each conference will make up the new Tier 1 in 2020, and then the bottom 5 in each conference will make up Tier 2 in 2020. So the top 5 teams will be determined by the playoffs. So 8 teams make the playoffs each season out of 10 in each conference. The 4 teams that make it through the first round will automatically be one of the top 4 teams, and then the top seed that is knocked out in the first round of the playoffs will then make up that 5th seed. There will be 2 co-champions and 2 co-last place losers. However, only one will get their name etched in history, and that will be determined for the champion with the most points scored during the season, and the last place loser will be determined by the least amount of points scored during the season. Once 2020 comes, we're going to go about it the normal way, which was discussed earlier in this video. So we're looking forward to those advancements. So next, you will see the recording of the conference lottery that took place at the annual commissioners meeting last weekend, which shows all the teams getting drafted into the 2 conferences for this season, and then which conference would be which was also drawn. So take a look at that. You see them down here? Make sure we show that all the names are present. This is just like the NHL draft. Start up again. So we're going to fold each one and place it in the cup. We will then go pick one by one for the first tier and the second tier. More information to follow on what the tiers are. So,
It's not going to fit into a message.
huh?
It's going to be
This
too
is
big.
too long.
You gotta double
You
fold
have
it.
to cut it up into smaller videos.
Really killing me here like this.
Yeah.
Okay, why do we need the first one?
I don't know. Whatever.
If you're gonna
We
show.
don't. We just will delete it.
I realize we're gonna pick everyone out with this hat in the video. So you showing you putting it in the hat.
Sure. All right.
Do you want me to continue?
Good thing you're here. Junior commissioning training. Is there any way you can like rest this up so you can help me?
No. There's holes at the bottom. And it doesn't, I'm forming it with my hand.
Put it in my hand.
You should keep it like open.
I have to figure out how to like. Maybe we'll put them in and mix it up on the table and then put it back in. Because it's not.
That was what Shimmer said, and that's what Courtney responded.
So while Doug, Commissioner Amelia, and I fold all these papers, the purpose of this is to determine the two tiers of the leagues. One, which will be the main tier, and the second, which will be the lower tier. Each season, people will move up and down based on their record. Commissioner Amelia is going to randomize this and try to mix it up a little bit. So there'll be more specifics to follow. The first year will be a little different, so we can get the leagues a little more even based off what we want. But there will be two tiers. If you do poorly in one, you may go down to the second tier, and if you do better in the second tier, you may go up. More to follow. There may be some prizes and punishments, we'll say, for those who compete. So while Commissioner Amelia puts this all together, we'll just allow Tommy to show, just to make sure that this is all fair. And have the list ready. We'll draw one by one. We'll start with the top tier. Second drawing will be the second tier, and then we'll alternate back and forth till each 10 are selected. We have 20 teams this year, so it should be a good competition. Would you like to draw the first team? Sure. All right. So the first team going into the first tier will be, and then just make sure to show it to the camera. Jen Miller going into the top tier. Jen, number 1. All right. Going into the second tier to start. 2 piles. All right. So we just had to order our food. So I have the second team selected, which will be the first team going into the second tier. Aaron White will be the first team in the second tier. Next team going into the first tier, joining Jen, will be
Kevin and Taylor.
Kevin and Taylor. Newbies joining the league, starting off in the Premier Division. I don't know if that's the name yet, but will still be determined. The second team is going into the second division. Hope this next time. Commissioner Amelia will start in the second division. Now for the first year, the bottom 5 in the first tier and the top 5 in the second tier will flip places, just so we can get things balanced out more quickly. And then subsequent years, there will be 2 teams that automatically go down and up, and then 1 that is picked based on more of a competition, which we'll discuss further. So the next team going into the top tier is
Big Mike.
Big Mike. Tier 1. All right, going into Tier 2. Third team is
Junior Commissioner.
Cromie. Going third into the second tier. Going fourth into the first tier. Shannon, another first year member, going into the first tier. Second tier, another Cromie, Kelsey, going into the second tier. Do 5 and 5. Flip.
What?
Do 5 and then flip it in the second. So this is again for the first tier, the 5th team.
Kate.
Catherine, Ann, going in the first tier. Second tier, Amelia, John, going in the second tier. So Doug and I will now switch. I will then pick the last 5 for the top tier, and Doug will pick the 5 for the second tier, just so it's even. First tier, another new member, Matt. Will be joining the ranks of the first tier.
Is there a franchise buy-in fee for the
Into the second tier,
Richie.
Is there a double franchise buy-in fee for membership?
There is. Richie, the fees will be determined at a later date. Going into the first tier,
You can't get everything.
Chelsea. In the first tier. Going into the second tier,
Jerry. Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher. Starting as an underdog. Going into the first tier, myself. Any plan this?
Commissioner Hauser.
Commissioner Hauser. First tier.
Don't worry, he'll go down next year.
That's right. Second tier,
Little Vinci.
Little Vinci. Second tier,
No couples quarrels.
so we got 2 teams left for each division, rounding out the 2019 draft. Going into the first division, Orange. Go green, something like that. Tier 1. Tier 2,
Jeff.
Cromie starting in second
All
tier.
Chromies are in the same division.
All right, so the last team to go into the first tier. Garrett. And just to show that this is a fair draft,
Leaves Rich.
we're on the second tier. So that concludes our 2019 initial draft. It's okay, we have a good now. What would you want to do?
I like five.
Oh, you can put in files. The results will be posted. More information to follow. Any questions, let us know. We're looking forward to a good season and some changes to the league, which should be enjoyable. All right, so there's some questions about Tier 1 and Tier 2. So effectively, the first season, because there's no real way to separate people, there's just going to be 2 tiers. Initially, there's just Tier 1 and Tier 2, but the best teams, the top 5 in the first league and the top 5 in the second, will automatically come together. That will then be the top tier, and then the bottom 5 in the one division and the bottom 5 in the other will then also be in the same division, making that second tier. Then moving forward, we'll have the relegation and promotion as necessary. So the 2 divisions, the Carroll division and the Herb division. So we'll fold these up. I don't know what you want to do. do Tier 1 first, is whoever gets picked.
Beer? Sure.
Okay. So, Tier 1
Driving to New Jersey.
will be the following division. The divisions will be renamed next year, but this year they'll be as follows. Tier 1 will be the... I'm making it easy. The Herb division. And Tier 2 will start as the Carroll division. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching. On behalf of Commissioner Maley and myself, we are very excited to get this season going, to see how the new advancements and updates to the league play out. We're excited to see how things go. We'll have the draft information coming out soon, and we look forward to this season, and good luck to everyone.